Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello to another Tavern Talk, episode 4, streaming over 40s. Is it too late? Haha, let's crack on. Grab a seat, grab a drink, and let's have a quick chat. Big one. This one is a big one. Should you start streaming at a different age than 20s? Yes. If you want to do it, 100% yes. Here's the thing, I fought with this question for a long, long time. Before I started streaming, even the first time in 2020 or recently in 2025, the question was always there: Am I too old for this? Am I, am I gonna be trendy? Am I, all those questions pop into your head. And one day I realized that it was something I wanted to do. And age, yes, you are not gonna be as probably as chaotic or full of energy as the 20 is, but you're gonna be authentic. So I decided to give it a go. And I'm here telling you that you can do it. 100% you can do it. It's just with the age, I think the best thing is take care of your knees. Sitting on that chair for a long time, oh my god. But yeah, it's the biggest question. Am I too old for streaming? I don't care if you're, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. The answer is no. Go for it. Have fun. Enjoy this new adventure, because it doesn't mean that once you start streaming you're gonna get 10,000 people all having a go. Oh my god, you're old. So you see, the reason I wanted to do this is also because I wanted to share my passion, which was gaming. In my early age, when gaming was just coming and it was frowned upon and everything else, I had the reflexes, I had the time and everything else. This is early 90s. I loved it. And I loved it since the first day I encountered gaming. Never stopped. It's my go-to to relax. It's my go-to when I'm stressed, when I'm tired. It's still that one thing. It doesn't matter what game it is. It's still that one thing that makes me tick. Now, when I started streaming, I was thinking about this, and I wanted to share my passion about this and talk about the games with mind like people and be there, because you kind of feel disconnected at workplace. No matter what position you have, starting to talk with a 20-year-old about the latest Doom or the latest Borderland or the newest game from Ubisoft, they're gonna look at you like, you need to stop. No, you don't. It doesn't matter how old you are, you can still have fun and you can still share it with others, your passion. It's one of those things where your life experience becomes an advantage. Yes, probably you're not gonna rock the leaderboard. Yeah, you're not gonna be the first anymore. You can't compare. I personally can't compare my reflexes in a game, not to other players, younger players, to myself 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Not a chance. But that doesn't mean streaming was affected by it. On the contrary, I felt that the energy and the consistency levels being very different sometimes were a plus for me. I watched a lot of young streamers on Twitch, on YouTube, and the level of energy they have, I simply don't have it anymore. I used to, but not anymore. But that doesn't mean just because I'm not hyped for some loot or for an interaction or anything doesn't mean I can't enjoy it. Now, one of the things was at one point you start resonating more with the general group, but you start less with the general group, but more with mind-like people that do have jobs, people that do play only in the evening 5 minutes because that's all they have, people that do take 2 months to finish 4 hour games because that's the time they have available. And that's not a bad thing. One of the main things I've done on my channels was very simple. I always talked past games. Always. I always described my past experiences with the game if I played it on the channel. The reason behind is I always understood from day one that yes, I'm gonna start a new game as a streamer. I am gonna start the game, but I'm gonna play it according to my schedule, which is between 6 to 8 hours every single day. I am gonna finish that game a lot faster compared to somebody that only has an hour in the evening or 2 hours in a weekend to play it. So I felt very unjust from my perspective because, I was there. I was on the other side of the camera. I was in that perspective in position where I was looking at the streamer, he was playing a game, I waited for my paycheck to come, and this is something you need to understand about your community. They are in that position. And the paycheck came, and I went to buy the game, and the streamer I was watching it, he finished it like 4 days ago. And instantly I felt a bit disconnected. And I was like, I'm not gonna buy it because he finished it in like 4 days. And my age and the responsibilities I have in life, I always thought, hold on a second, because with kids and everything else, no, the balance instantly. I wanted to spend some money on something that will keep me busy. And it took me a while to understand, yes, he finished it in 4 days. It's going to take me 2 months to finish the same game. So I have that time to enjoy the game. And that was a big, big, big thing. Now, being on the other side of the camera, on this side of the camera, I have to acknowledge that. So therefore, I always say it, if if you met me during one game that you really like, we can still talk about it. Doesn't mean that I'm playing something today and we don't go back. No, 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 no. We can talk. We can talk on Discord, wherever you want. I'm more than happy. Most of the games, if they can be replayed. We will replay them at some point. If they get updates or new content or anything, we will go back. But at the same time, I will keep that conversation open because I know you sacrificed a few things to buy that game. Otherwise, if you don't understand this, you need to. If people wouldn't sacrifice stuff to buy games the same way you're gonna play them on stream, one after another, it's something that's very hard for you as a streamer. But you need to accept that. They have to sacrifice. If they wouldn't need to sacrifice, as I said, they would just buy them. You buy a game, they buy a game. You buy another game, they buy another game. You get a game, they buy the game. You get another game, they buy another game. That doesn't happen. Okay? So try to understand that. Now you want to be a streamer, you want to be on this side of the camera, try to connect to that consistency there. So while you are going to stream 4 hours or 5 hours a day, every day or every 3 days, or you may finish a game a lot faster than your community. Your energy level hasn't changed. You still took it easy. It's just you've been consistent now because you want to be, you started this adventure of a streamer. So that consistency is going to finish by itself the game faster. Just coming there whenever you said every single day or every 2 days, I'm going to allocate 4 hours to a game. That alone is going to give you an advantage compared to your community. The other thing at my age, starting to stream at this age, was the technology. Don't be scared of it. It can be learned. I'm telling you right here, right now. I myself had the advantage of being in IT for a while and working at different stuff, and but I've also met people that have started streaming because they talked with me, and they're doing amazing. Matter of fact, two of them are way ahead of me. Like they exploded, and they didn't go viral. They didn't post a single short on YouTube or TikTok. They just are who they are. I stream with a camera, they stream without a camera. But we're still friends to this day. I'm very happy to pop in the streams to talk. They be part of their community. They are part of my community. Um, one of them is in, I would say, late 60. Amazing streamer. It's never too late. So this is the biggest question. Do you want to start this journey in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s? Yeah, go for it. Honestly, go for it. The biggest thing about this, the only thing that can stop you in this adventure is how you balance your life. Because unlike a young streamer, like the, let's say, majority of young streamers, you have to balance a full-time job, a full-time family, a full-time career, a full-time responsibility around everything, the family and shopping and bills and everything else. And now you want to introduce something else. That's where you need to focus on balancing all of that. Another big advantage of starting streaming not in my 20s was very big. The communities are different. um, I was watching a few streamers that rated me, and they were a lot younger. Yeah, these are people in their 20s, and their energy levels and their chat energy levels was way too much for me. The jokes were different. The the music was different. Everything was different. That doesn't mean I didn't like them. I liked them. It's just I was just lurking. I couldn't be part of that hyped environment for too long, and that was me. Now I'm not saying I'm I'm just saying I like to enjoy my time. I was hyped in my 20s, yeah, and a bit in my 30s. But with wife, kids, job, career, work, responsibilities, even the weather outside, I got to an age where if it rains, my knee hurts. Okay? I got to an age where I go to sleep after a day of work and streaming, everything is fine. And I woke up the next day and my lower back hurts because I slept funny. And now I need to sit on a chair for 8 hours and stream. It's just, you know, but the community helped. Why? Because everything was calmer. Everything was okay. We are mind like we understand each other. We kind of know that we wake up and you think, "Oh, arthritis." Um, you know, it's like, eh. I started streaming. I didn't have glasses. Now I do. It's an age thing. I'm not saying you're gonna watch me decrypt on stream. It's just I'm saying I created a calm environment compared to a very hyped environment. And that's the advantage of age. Mm, very, very rare you find people in their 20s having that same experience because we went through that. So, and I know it sounds very oldish, but that's the reality. Um, another another big thing is you'll understand that your community appreciates that environment. And as I said in a previous episode, you will attract mind liked people. They will they will come to you. Yeah, don't stress. Yes, you are not gonna have the, I don't know, 20-year-olds going like yay every 5 seconds and hype trains and everything, but that doesn't mean you can't grow by stream. Yes, you can grow. And it's just like every other job you just had until today. It's just there's a big difference. You see, in every single job you had, everything you put in, your time, your effort, your knowledge, everything was most likely for another boss. Somebody else was making profit from that. Now, streaming it in today's world, it's something amazing. That's why I recommend it, no matter what age you have. Why? Because every single day you go live, you interact with people, new people, community members, you have technical problems, you have anything. Every single day you learn something. Now, this knowledge, you're gonna reinvest it the next day in your stream. You learn something new. It happened. Good or bad or funny or anything, it happened. You're reinvesting this. And guess what? You're reinvesting it in your stream, therefore in you. And that is a big thing, because that knowledge is not going anywhere. It's not somebody else taking advantage of it. It's you taking advantage of your own development. It's just like owning a business. But even owning a business, you're still locked down by certain aspects. Streaming is a bit different. With the whole online thing, yes, you still have to pay taxes for income once you reach a certain level, but you have a lot more freedom of creativity, of development, of everything that in other companies, in other jobs you had. They were like, nah, 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 nah. You're okay where you are. Just sit down. So that's the thing. Another thing I learned, and this one was very important for me personally, was this streaming environment that was coming to live every time I press go live. I could control this one. This was my environment. And age and different life experiences and different job experiences and everything else taught me how to control it in a way for my liking. If you ever watch a stream of mine by accident or intention, it's very simple. I like having a bit of banter, a few jokes here. I like pushing a few limits, not too much, not all the time, but I like doing it. But there are limits. There are limits that I personally have. There are limits that I know my community has, and there are the TOS limits. Now, those are a big, don't touch that limit. If it says 70, you go at 68, buddy. So stay way under that limit. But the biggest thing, as I said, is this is my environment. So if I want to be a grumpy old wizard, I'll be a grumpy old wizard. If I want to be a smiley wizard, I will be a smiley one. This is my environment. The type of jokes you acknowledge, the type of jokes you allow, the way you interact with your community, the way they interact with you, and everything else builds every single day. What you allow today is going to be repeated tomorrow. What you ban today is not going to be repeated tomorrow. So you control an environment. While at work, you can't do that. Somebody's nasty to you and somebody's, it's one of those things. And that's where people will steal your magic. And we'll talk about that in the next episode. But I want you to remember, this is your environment, and your age is the advantage. Because by default, you're not going to start as a 20-year-old with hyper emotions and hyperactivity and hype this and hype that, and you are different. If you want to be like that if you can do it. But remember, don't lie on stream. At one point or another, it will reflect you lied. It will come out. Now, I'm not talking about the big scandals in streaming news or what who said against who said that they no. I'm talking about who you are. People come for you. People come to experience games or chatting or art or music creation or anything. They want to experience it through you, and most of the times with you. So let your age and your experience show from the beginning. Don't hide them. I learned something from the friend I mentioned earlier. She's doing amazing, and I was in her stream once, and we were talking, and one of these hyped personalities came in, and the way the conversation was going was, "What do you know about streaming?" Which she took it amazingly, but one of the things we both said, just because we have a certain age, it doesn't mean we haven't lived a certain life. We have experiences. It's just maybe I never experienced this. Maybe this is the first time, but that doesn't mean you can say and do whatever you want. Like, calm down. Let's make that very clear. So, controlling that community or the new viewers that come in with your experience is going to be very different. Now, you're going to look at the big streamers and you're going to compare that. It's inevitable. It's people don't stop, no matter how many times you tell them don't do it, but they will always compare. It's in our nature to compare. Am I better? Am I doing it like them? It's working for them. Why isn't it not working for me? In regards to this community activity, one of the things I learned is moderation. The way they moderate their environment. And this is a very big thing because they found friends in their community that help them maintain that calm environment that they set. I know streamers that were streaming 10 years ago, and I was watching some of them, and I can't believe I'm still watching them today. They are amazing. But they were high energy streamers. Now, if you compare a stream from 10 years ago to one of them today, that changed massively. They didn't age, they didn't calm down, they wised up. So they learned what worked for them, they learned what didn't work for them. And this is where your life experience is the biggest advantage, because you step into this world knowing what works for you. What's your expectations from you, not from people you can't control, because you can't control how many people are going to come to your stream, but you can control how you react to everything, how you guide your environment, how you guide your community, and how you build up. So that's a big thing. The idea is age isn't the barrier. Self-doubt is. Starting this and going like, "Ooh, I can't do this." Yes, you can. I was raised by a single mom, and one of the things she told me, which was very early in my life, I think I was about 6 or 7. I asked if I could join the basketball team, and she said, "Do you want to join the basketball team?" I said, "Yes, I do." It didn't work out, by the way. But she said, "Always, if you want to do something in life that another human has done it, you can also do it. It's just you have to be prepared to put the same work or more work into it. But you can still do it. Don't let anything stop you." And I'm trying to teach my gremlins the exact same thing is, if you see a human doing something you love, you want to do one of your passions, you can follow that dream. If another human has done it, you can do it. It's one of those things. So can you stream at your age? Yeah, you can. But don't let self-doubt kick in. Don't let it. I've seen streamers, famous streamers, um, that were in their 70s, 80s, still having fun, still doing amazing. And that's when I understood, before I started the second time, streaming the second time. Well, the first time was a few days, but let's go with the second time is, if they can do it, I can do it. So I dropped the self-doubt. I wanted to do it. We talked in previous episodes about challenges, challenging from the technical perspective, challenging from the environment, hardware, software, everything. That still happens. But the mentality was very simple. I can do it. I'm not going to let that stop me. I will go live again, and I will go live again. And there were weeks when there was nobody in the stream, and the self-doubt crept in again, and they were like, you can't do this. And there was no growth on the channel. There was nothing. But that consistency and that life experience taught me one thing: go live tomorrow. And I did. And after that, I done it again, and I done it again. And yes, as I said, I'm not a big streamer, and my advice doesn't come from a big streamer perspective. It comes from somebody that's been streaming only for 1 year. Maybe people are gonna say that I haven't grown enough. Maybe people are gonna say, "Ooh, I don't." It's my experience, and I'm sharing it with you so you know the reality. And you know what? When I kept going live and I kept doing what I'm doing today, and people started coming in, more and more friends, more community members, more jokes. We even done charity events. We've done a lot of fun stuff on the stream. Everything grew. And the reason I kept going is because I don't let that self-doubt kicking in. I don't. It's be gone, you know? It's me. I want to do this. I love doing this. I want to do it again tomorrow. Now, right now, at this stage, we're preparing to go on holiday while I'm recording and pre-recording some of these videos. But I want you guys to understand, it's been something like 2 days without streaming, and I need to do something I want to do something for the community. I feel like I'm not there anymore, and age calms me down. Hey, you need a break. You're burning out. You've been doing it every day for a year and a half. You need a break. Yes, I had a day here and a day there when something happened and I had to be in the office, or a plumber was here, or Christmas was here, or but other than that, was very consistent. So this is the proper holiday, big holiday I'm having from content creation, and uh, in any format, the long format, the short format, this format, which is a novelty for me. But I love it. I love it. And every time I go live, um, the expectation is nobody's gonna be there. And here is the biggest thing in my age, with the age. I have this fear that when I'm gonna come back from holiday, nobody's gonna be there. And you know what? If I have to start all over again, I will start all over again. Because I love doing this. Yeah, I'm not gonna sign a deal with Monster where every time I say the word on stream I get paid or something amazing, or but as I said in a previous stream, never say never. You never know. The dream never dies. Hope is still there. But no matter what happens, when I come back from holiday, I will go live again. I will stream again. And yes, sometimes you're gonna burn out, and sometimes you're gonna feel knackered, and sometimes you're not gonna like that. And some, I'm still gonna go live. So the question is, can you stream in over 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s? Yes. Can you still have fun doing that? Yes, you can. 100%. I want you all to remember this. You are never too old to start something you're very passionate about. Never. The only person who can decide how late it is, it's you. And when I understood that, I press go live. Because I'm not that old. I can still enjoy my passion, and I want to share my passion. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you feel about streaming once you're out of your 20s, once you're out of your hyper experience. Let me know your experience in an older streamer if you have one or watching one. How do you feel about their environment? How do you feel about them as a content creator? Let me know how that goes. Let me know your experience, and I'll be more than happy to share it on the next Tavern Talk. Without said, have a lovely, lovely day. Have a magical day. And remember, grab a seat, grab a drink, and go make content. Go live. Bye bye.